righty. Hello, 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 hello. Oh my goodness. I have not done this in so long. I almost forgot how. I tell you, I hope everybody is doing well. I'm thinking about coming back on Sundays, but not until like 5:36. We'll kind of straighten out the times a little later, but not going to be on here long. Just gonna, jump in and jump out but yeah, I want to bring some things to your attention, some very important things to your attention, and I want you guys to attention, some very important things. Oh, I just wanted to make sure I was on. Some very, very important things that's coming down the pike, right? And I think we need to understand what's really going on. Okay, I think we don't really understand. But I want to show a video, and we're not going to do this. It's not going to be an hour long video. Hey William, how you doing? How you doing? It's just a couple minutes. I'm not going to be on here long. I just want to show some videos of my sister, and we're going to share her videos. And I think she's an amazing speaker. Some will like her, some will won't, but it doesn't matter because I think it's someone we need to share. I want you guys to check this out. I'm going to share my screen, and I hope I'm going to do it right. I'm so bad with this, you guys. I'd be scared without to share. And I'm going to share my screen. And okay, let's see. I hope I'm chin it. I'm gonna wait and give myself a few minutes. I hope you guys can see my screen. I don't know if you can or not, but I'm gonna give myself a few minutes just so I can see if I'm actually sharing my screen. Yes, I want us to talk about my sister here. Hold on, I'm gonna check this volume. Okay, I see. I just wanted to make sure I was on, but I hope everybody's doing well. I want you guys to check this young lady out here, and I just want you guys to hear what she has to say. Okay. All righty, hold on here. I think this is very.
Now, I know some of y'all have seen that picture with Shannon Sharp out here with his snow bunnies, and now look how it all ended. A whole public demise. Sis ran off with his fortune, his inheritance, and a cool 23 million like it was a clearance sale. Oh, touch my pearls. I want to talk about it, y'all. I dropped a post earlier on Instagram and across my social medias, and y'all flooded the comment section demanding a part two. But now I gotta ask, are y'all really ready for this truth?
Because I want to say this is for educational purposes only, and this is why we're using it. We're using it to educate our Black men, and not just our Black men, but Black women also. I want you guys to take this to heart because it's a reason why they're doing what they're doing, and we have to understand who these snow bunnies and these snow, I don't know what you call them, in the snow I don't know, poodles are, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, snowkins. How about that? We have to understand that those are the fallen seeds, angels. Okay, the fallen seeds, those hybrids are the fallen seeds, Satan seeds. Those are Nephilims. Okay, if you guys don't understand, read the Book of Enoch, and the Book of Enoch really helps us to understand. But I'm not going to try to interrupt our sister. I want us to understand what's really going on in the Black community with these hybrids. But I'll continue.
Because once we open up this door, there's no unseeing what's behind it. This isn't just about one man's downfall, it's about a deadly pattern. How many of our Black men get taken, tricked, and torn down before we even start asking a real question? Why do our brothers keep falling into the same trap over and over again? It's time to dig deep spiritually, psychologically, and historically into these receipts, because this isn't about preference, it's about programming, baby. Let's break it down. Let's go. Can we really talk? Or are we out here still defending dysfunction under the disguise of preference? Are we speaking the truth or still tap dancing for the algorithm's approval? Because I really just have one question and one question only. How is it that the only people on the planet who built from nothing, endure everything, and survive systemic sabotage with supernatural strength are the only ones taught to give their legacy away in the name of love?
Ladies,
woo, that's a good question. Come on, you guys. I don't understand that. Yeah, this I wanted to get it without the commercials, but I know we're gonna get some commercials, so I'm gonna try to mute the commercials so we don't get into bombarded with commercials because I really want to continue this. I'm gonna try to silence the video here. Don't want to do the commercials, so we're gonna silence that part of it because that's not important. But I'm gonna keep rolling because it's not even important, and they're gonna do this throughout her video because yeah, guys.
To prefer and who that preference profits. Now, before you get your fresh fade flustered and your frontal wig lifted, breathe. See, I'm not here to attack your heart. I'm addressing your history. See, this isn't about bashing anyone's relationship. It's about breaking the curse. Because if you zoom out beyond the pillow talk and preference playlist, you'll realize that this is bigger than you just being booed up with Becky. See, this is called spiritual warfare disguised as personal freedom and preference. Now, before you come sprinting into my comment section, sweating through your feelings and choking your confusion, let me loving but firmly check you. And those who are saying, you're being racist. Oh, really? That's the hill you want to die on? Because I'm speaking truth that makes you uncomfortable? Let's be clear, friends. I'm not racist by any stretch, but I am righteously observant, okay? See, your lineage is passed down through your father, not your preferences, not your proximity to blackness, not the playlist on your Spotify list. What I'm doing is holding up a mirror so you can stop calling your trauma love and your confusion preference. Because let's be honest, how many mixed breed households do you see filled with identity issues and generational confusion, racial alienation, and spiritual disconnection? How many of y'all got daddy wounds and mama scars and then want to shout, love is love, while limping through life with no sense of legacy? Let's keep it a buck. How many biracial children are taught intentionally or subconsciously to hate the black side of themselves? How many non-black mothers are raising mixed daughters with deep-seated resentment, envy, and competition because they reflect their father they no longer want? How many of y'all were born not from covenant, but chaos, codependency, colonizer fetishes, and curiosity? And yet, we're the ones expected to clap and smile in the name of progress. Nah, not over here, baby. Y'all love to holler about preferences, but let's ask the real question. Did you truly choose your preference, or were you programmed to desire what profits your oppressors and perpetuates your erasure? If your legacy begins on a broken foundation built on the back of bondage-born bond, what do you really expect to grow? Confusion produces confusion. Disobedience births distortion. And trauma never builds temples, it builds tombs. So don't come on my page trying to police my passion with your shallow love wins slogans when the only thing losing is our legacy. But of course, I want to bring some revelation to this with some scriptural truth. See, Deuteronomy 28:15-68 laid it all out for us. See, it tells us that if you do not obey the voice of the Lord, curses will pursue you and overtake you. And so I want to highlight a few that actually hits home to this particular subject that we're on. Verse 30 tells us you will be engaged to a woman, but another man will lie with her. Verse 32 says your sons and daughters will be given to other people. Verse 43 and 44 tells us that the stranger among you shall rise higher and higher, and you shall become the tail. Doesn't that sound familiar? This isn't about intermarriage. This is about interruption, a generational breach in the Black blessing pipeline. Every time a Black man climbs the mountain and then passes the fruit of his labor to another nation, he unknowingly reenacts this curse. And it's been normalized, even celebrated. But don't confuse normalization with righteousness. But if that didn't convince you, I want to talk about the sexual propaganda and the pimping of the bloodlines and preferences. So I want to break this down because the whole situation didn't start in your college dorm room or on a Instagram Explorer page. It started on the plantation. See, the black man was pimped out by massa as a breeder, stripped of his dignity and reduced to raw muscle and sperm. His manhood wasn't honored, it was harnessed. He was forced to mate with women he didn't choose. Meanwhile, his actual wife, the woman he actually loved, was being raped and impregnated by the white slave master, the original baby daddy. So now tell me, how does that man look at his wife the same?
Here's got automated transcripts and summaries for every lesson.
Told you they're gonna bombard us with these ads, but that's okay.
The seed of shame, jealousy, emasculation were planted centuries ago, and now seeds grew into self-hatred. But it doesn't stop there, because guess who else crept into the twisted triangle? The white woman. She would sneak behind her husband's back and sleep with the same black man her husband was torturing by the day. It was rebellion. It was power play. It was stolen fruit. And then she got caught and changed her mind. She'd holler, assault. And entire towns would burn down over a look. Don't believe me? What about Emmett Till? Greenwood, Tulsa? Rosewood? See, black men have been lynched, castrated, burned alive, and framed as monsters for even glancing too long at the forbidden fruit. So when you fast forward to now and see music, videos, Netflix specials, and Super Bowl ads where the black man is celebrated only when he's with a snow bunny, understand this is by design. This is psychological warfare orchestrated by the synagogue of Satan, people. The same serpent Christ rebuked in Revelations 2:9. Their weapon isn't just bullets anymore, it's broadcast. See, mass media turned the black man into a sexual deviant, a hyper masculine animal, a trophy for white women, and a curse to his own. They sold you a lie. If you finally get the white girl, you made it. But all you really made is a mockery of your inheritance, baby. Because this is about bloodline, not just bedtime. They know who you are. See, you're not just any people. You are the royal tribe of Judah, the ones with the spiritual software of the Most High, chosen to carry his name and represent his covenant. So how do you destroy a bloodline that heaven ordained? It's very simple. You dilute it. That's why interracial relationships are heavily promoted in every commercial, every sitcom, and every ad campaign. But notice, it's never other nations being erased. It's always yours. And why? Because they know what you still don't. You are the remnant. You are the real ones. And they fear your return. So let's add just one more layer. Most of these nations, especially the one who rules through media, medicine, and money, have Neanderthal DNA and carry markers traced back to the fallen sons of God. These weren't just primitive humans. These were genetic hybrids birthed from rebellion, spiritual terrorism, and flesh. And guess what? The bloodline war isn't just history, it's prophecy. But I already know some of y'all always focus on race. See, God's warning was never about race, it was about covenant. So I want to clear this up before anyone gets confused, okay? See, God didn't tell Israel not to mix with other nations because of somebody's skin color. No, he told them not to mix because those nations were pagan, polluted, and spiritually perverse. See, in Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 3-4, he says, do not intermarry with them, for they will turn your children away from following me to serve other gods, and the Lord's anger will burn against you. It's about idolatry, not ethnicity. So let's not twist this into some shallow skin tone theology. That's what the enemy wants. Yes, this is about preserving the bloodline, but not from a place of supremacy, from a place of covenant protection. But now here's the beautiful twist. See, even in the midst of deception and dysfunction, God always made room for those who receive him. You want proof? I want to talk about these Gentile women in the lineage of the Messiah. See, Tamar is a Canaanite widow who acted in righteous boldness, and also Rahab, a former prostitute from Jericho who believed in Israel's God. And then there's Ruth, a Moabite woman who told Naomi, "Your God will be my God." And what about Bathsheba? Yeah, the Hittite by marriage who mothered Solomon. These weren't just random side characters. They were engrafted in. Why? Because they chose the God of Israel and became covenant keepers. So no, this isn't about color. It's about covenant, character, and calling. But here's the irony of it all. I want to expose the contradiction, okay? So let's sit in this irony just for one moment, shall we? See, white men aren't handling over their inheritance to Shaniqua, and Asian men aren't out here prioritizing their passion with Patricia. No.
Did we hear that? We are the only culture, NFL, NBA, that's mere white women, right? You don't see these millionaires, becoming millionaires and picking Shaniqua, like she said. We see them sticking with their own, right? It's about culture, heritage, identity. We're giving away our seeds, men. Israel, we're giving away our seeds, creating enemies for the future generations. And we don't even understand that. Some of these mixed babies don't even like black people. I'm telling you, I worked with this girl. Her dad was black, mom was white. She could not stand black women. And I would look at her, "You're black yourself." Well, I'm not even going to say she was black because I don't believe that they're all the way black. I call them hybrids. I'm not going to call them black. I call them hybrids. Just like Kamala Harris. I don't call her black. She's a hybrid. Okay. If you mix with anything, you cannot have a Doberman and a pit bull and you call that a Doberman. That's a mix. That's a mutt, right? That's a mutt. So you can't bring a white person, a black woman, or a white man and a black woman together and call that baby black, or either a black man and a white woman. They have a baby, you call them black. That's not a black child. That's a hybrid. But I'm gonna continue on. I want y'all to hear this. This is so important. This is so prevalent in our community for us to understand what we're really doing. We are giving away our inheritance. We're giving away our identity. We're giving away your precious jewels to a culture that don't even deserve it. These people are demons. These are hybrids. These are fallen angel seeds. These are Nephilims. These people, you don't understand. They were real back in the day. You think they just went away? No, they're coming back and recreating themselves all over again using our black men and women as incubators. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to be quiet and let y'all listen. Go ahead, listen.
And Jewish wealth, let me tell you, baby, it definitely isn't going into Juneteenth households. This isn't hate, it's historical fact. See, I want to show you how deep this rabbit hole goes. See, what you guys have to understand is that dynasties don't date to dilute, they date to dominate.
Listen to that.
See, have you ever studied royal families, monarchies, and bloodline empires? I want to talk some receipts.
Audiobooks are no longer optional for authors.
I told you they're going to inundate. They're going to overwhelm Marshalls here. Sorry, y'all. Uh-oh.
Rothschilds and the banking dynasty. See, the Rothschilds, arguably the wealthiest family in modern history, are infamous for strategic intra-family marriage to preserve their wealth and consolidate control. Author Niall Ferguson, in his comprehensive work, The House of the Rothschilds, confirmed that marriages were often between cousins, not for romance, but for legacy. It almost sounds like that sitcom Game of Thrones, right? See, the Rothschilds marrying within their family wasn't taboo, it was actually policy. What about the Habsburg dynasty, the European royalty? Y'all remember that? See, the Habsburgs actually ruled over vast swaths of Europe for over 600 years. And their secret? Well, extreme intermarriage to keep the power in the family. See, historian Peter Gill noted their obsession with purity and dynasty preservation. Y'all know what the result was from them doing that? The Habsburg jaw, genetic defects due to inbreeding. But guess what? They would rather risk deformity than to dilute their dynasty. But what does that say about us who are willing to give ours up? And you know what? The Chinese dynasties, the Qin, Ming, and Tang, See, these imperial households, they never married outside their nation or class. See, the wives were actually handpicked in specific noble bloodlines to protect legacy and national identity. You all need to pick up that book, The Great Quinn by William T. Rowe. As stated in China's Last Empire was his book, he actually states that the marriages were deeply political and never casual. So what's the common thread in all of these dynasties? Across dynasties, across nations, across centuries, everyone else protects their bloodline like it's a treasure. But us, somehow we're the ones being told love is love. It's just a preference. And don't be divisive. Nah, you gotta miss me with that program pacification. See, I want to show you the program timeline from plantation to prime time, the making of the desirable black buck. See, I want to track how this lie got legs in the first place. See, during slavery, the black buck stereotype was crafted to portray the black men as animalistic and hypersexual and aggressive, and especially towards white women. This trope was actually used to justify lynchings, massacres, and Jim Crow laws. What about The Birth of the Nations in 1915, a silent film actually glorifying the KKK? Oh, I forgot to mention, the ones that say that they're Christians, they centered this whole plot around a black man lusting after a white woman, and it was played by a white actor in blackface, which led to a natural resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan, who directly influenced decades of racial terror. And let's not forget Emmett Till, a 14-year-old black boy was lynched, mutated, and murdered in 1955 for allegedly whistling at a white woman, Carol Bryant, who later admitted that she lied. And then in 1923, Rosewood, Florida, a prosperous black town, was destroyed after a white woman accused a black man of rape. No evidence, just whiteness and lies. See, black homes were burned, businesses were destroyed, legacies were lost in the smoke, and yet we're here, smiling in interracial wedding photos, while wrapped in the same legacy lace noose our ancestors were hanged with, thinking it was progress. See, the media is a machine and it's mass manipulation. And this is not accidental, it's algorithmic. See, the synagogue of Satan, which Christ exposed in Revelations 2 and 9, they have mastered the art of influence through movies, which literally cast black men constantly with non-black women as a love interest, which is their aspirational love. And then you have social media trends, which are rewarding black men and women to bash each other and glorifying non-black features. Then you have your music videos, which are flooding the industry with black men adorned with chains and white women flooding around them, as if the true mark of success is Becky and not Zion. It's systemic spiritual sabotage dressed in satin sheets, and some of y'all are swallowing it whole. You weren't taught to love freely, you were taught to love away your freedom. But I want to go through some historical receipts and help y'all see this clearly. Loving versus Virginia in 1967, the Supreme Court case that struck down anti-miscegenation laws. But ask yourself, why were these laws there to begin with? Because the ruling class knew what mixing could do, not from a racist standpoint, but a control standpoint. Do y'all see that? They fear cultural dilution, social instability, and wealth redistribution. So again, everyone else protects their lineage like it's very sacred. Meanwhile, the people who birth civilization are being conditioned to give theirs away for validation. So I want to give you guys some spiritual insight. You are the seed they actually fear. Let's keep it kingdom, okay? You black men are not just somebody's baby's daddy or internet meme. You are the sons of Abraham, a lion from the tribe of Judah, a royal priesthood.
Oh,
And the
hold on.
enemy, He don't care about your Jordans. He wants
All
your
right, y'all.
genetics. This whole interracial push, media fetishization, and glorified escapism isn't about diversity. No, it's about dilution. It's about stopping prophecy. Because if the sons of Judah ever remember who they are, the kingdoms of the world will fall. Why don't y'all get that? But let's be clear. I am not speaking from bitterness. This ain't an angry black woman speech. I'm speaking from burden, from watching this play out generation after generation like reruns on BET, from living it, from counseling it, from crying over it. I've seen black sons born with royalty in their veins, but by the time they reach manhood, they've been reduced to pawns in a preference program packaged as progress. They weren't broken because they were weak. They were broken because of a system that was designed to break them. Some of y'all still think it's all about who you love. No, this is about who you leave behind. See, Crooklyn wasn't just a movie, it was a mirror. Y'all remember Crooklyn, right? That Spike Lee classic that hit too close to home? Yeah. See, that wasn't just nostalgia. It was prophecy wrapped up in poetry. The father was a musician, talented but struggling. He left home trying to make it, like so many black men chasing after opportunity in a world that's already made its mind up about them. And then you have the mother that always holds it down. She's strong, but she weary and worn. And because she has no choice. Then there's the kids, they're just trying to survive in the tension in the living room. For many of us, that wasn't entertainment. That was actually real life. The tension, the frustration, the silent war between survival and submission. Because here's the deeper truth. This was by design. See, the government actually gave us welfare for a reason, but it also snatched our wealth. I want to talk about some policy. In 1960, we saw the rise of welfare programs that specifically excluded black men from our homes. The black man in the house rule meant if the black man was present, the woman couldn't receive government aid. So what did many families do? They hide the father. They separated or pretend that he didn't exist. They literally told the black man, you have to leave your family so they can eat. And just like that, poof, provision was weaponized and presence was punished. You don't see that happening in white households. No, Asians weren't targeted like this. But guess who was?
But let's go a little further. Even with that, they took their jobs, right? They didn't just say, oh, you can't be in a home. They set it all up, took their jobs, right? And then they turned around. And hold on, you guys. Then they turned around after taking the jobs. Then they dumped crack in our neighborhoods. Then our men got on the crack or they sold it. Then they sent them to jail. Then what? Our women got on drugs. Then they divided the family. So now the child is left with grandma, or we're left with nobody, or put in a foster care. And then now you got our children in the foster care. Now you rebranding their minds. Come on. You guys don't understand this. These people, every time they deal with us, is to cause death or to take away our lineage, our heritage, just to change our mindset, to help, to wanting us to believe that we're nothing. And they're our saviors. They're everything. They're all we need. These people are sick, but I'm gonna tell you what, they think about this stuff, and they've been thinking about this stuff for generations, right? They don't just do stuff for today. They do stuff that's gonna last generation to generation to generation. We're the only ones that look at today and say, well, I don't care about, I like a woman, I'm gonna marry her, or I'm gonna get with this white woman. I don't care what y'all say, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and blah, 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 blah. Not understanding the harm that you're doing, not just to you today, but to your lineage. Because now your lineage is gone. Because those little hybrid babies are not black babies. They will not be accepted. Trust and believe. Because they don't want to be accepted in our area. But I'm gonna tell you what, Most High, He is so strategic. And I know a lot of people aren't religious. It doesn't matter. Just sit here and learn something. If you're not religious, it's okay. Just learn something. Just listen. You ain't got to say nothing. Just listen. Or this just might not be the place you need to be. Because a lot of people are not ready for this. We want to continue blaming white folk. But a lot of this stuff is our fault right now. This is our fault. Okay? If you still dating out, knowing and understanding what they're doing and what it's all about, and you still dating out, you're not gonna make it. Because what's coming, we're gonna need each other. What's coming, we're gonna need each other. And we're gonna next Sunday, we're gonna talk about this African American and African stuff. That is, you know who created that? The white folk created that. They want to see us divided. And we keep falling for it every single time. They throw the rock, have their hands behind a black face, and we start fussing with each other, and they step off and say, I got them again. We gotta learn from the past, you guys. We gotta learn. She's almost done. It's 5 more minutes. Just give me 5 more minutes. But I just want you guys to think about what she's saying. This is so serious, and we don't even understand how serious it is. But go ahead.
Because the plan was never just poverty, it was permanent fracture. I don't know about y'all, but those Deuteronomy 28 curses, they real. We aren't just living in a generational curse, we're living through a fulfillment of a prophetic consequence. And what do curses look like in real life? They look like men ashamed to come home because society stripped their dignity. They look like women overcompensating with masculine energy just to hold it all together. They look like children caught in the crossfire, confused, angry, and unloved. It's not just dysfunction, it's inversion. And let me remind you, inversion is the signature of Satan. Every pagan religion, every Babylonian ritual, every counterfeit kingdom thrives on inverting God's original order. This is why you see women as the head of the household instead of the man. What God made protective, Satan made oppressive. What God made covenantal, Satan made convenient. And we've been living under this inverted system so long that we actually call it normal. This is real life. We are real people with real pain and real patterns. I've sat across sisters who prayed and fasted and sacrificed their youth and womb for a man, only for him to think that he was leveling up and leave her behind when the money came. I've wept with brothers who feel unseen, unheard, and unwanted, not just by society, but their own homes. I've watched children perform in classrooms for teachers that didn't care about their story, but only cared about a score. See, this isn't about bitterness. This is about broken covenant. And baby, covenant comes with consequences. But I believe that there's still hope. And it is in the bloodline. See, here's the part the enemy doesn't want you to hear. Even in our dysfunction, God still preserves a remnant. Even in our betrayal, there's a blueprint for restoration. You were never meant to break. You were meant to birth. Because although Judah may have been scattered, baby, Judah isn't dead. There's still power in your bones. There's still prophecy in your DNA. And there's still promise in your name. You are Judah, not a hashtag, not a hustle, not a hollering statistic. You are the seed of Shem, the sons of kings, the carriers of covenant. And the covenant was never meant to be casually distributed to counterfeit connections. No, don't trade your tribal legacy for a temporary thrill. Don't confuse access to other nations with assignment to them. You weren't made to just blend in. You were made to build up. But I already know some of you all are going to fight against this message saying, but I can love who I want. Absolutely, you can. But don't lie to yourself. You need to ask yourself some questions. Why do I want who I want? Did you really choose, or did colonized conditioning choose for you? Because your preference that erases your own people isn't preference. It's called programming, baby. It's time to audit the algorithms of your soul. If your taste was trained by trauma, it's time to retrain that tongue of yours. So if you're in an interracial relationship, don't run, just reflect. Ask yourself, is this covenantal or is it cultural conditioning? Because the issue isn't your spouse melanin or lack thereof, it's whether your house serves the Most High Yah. And if it doesn't, legacy is on the line, baby. So here's a challenge, Black man and Black woman. Come home. Come home to your identity. Come home to your inheritance. Come home to the daughters of Zion and the kings of Judah who prayed for you way before you even knew your name. Don't be the one who builds the kingdom only to hand the keys to the enemy. Remember, Pharaoh never feared your strength. He feared your unity. So let's break this curse. Let's reclaim our covenant. Let's rewrite the legacy. And if this makes you mad, baby, you might just be the one it was meant for.
Wow. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing. Because I want to come back over here to you guys. Let me come on back, because I'm telling you, we have to understand what's really going on here. I did this just for a minute. We're not gonna stay on here long, because a lot of people aren't ready for this. You know, they really believe that we can love who we love who we love. No, it's not. That's so dangerous to keep thinking like that. It's not you love who you love. A lot of this stuff, these people are perverted. Okay, they doing a whole lot of stuff that we wasn't doing. Now you done came together with them. Now you sleep with your dog. Now you sleep with your daughter. Now you sleep with your daddy. Now all of this stuff they used to do. We know that. This is nothing new. That was their history. Look up their history. And now you got us doing the same thing. They got us doing the same thing. We shooting up, now we killing our parents. Where they come from? Where we get this from? That's not who we are. That's not who we are. We have to understand the bigger picture here. We got to see the bigger picture. I was looking at a picture the other day. Every last NFL player, NBA player had a white wife. White. Why? And then I saw one where it was two of them. I saw one, I guess he lost his contract, or he was on suspension or whatever, or he lost his whatever, and the woman left, right? So who's the gold digger? Okay, y'all keep talking about black folk this, black women toxic, black women gold diggers. Y'all married the gold diggers. You think that women really care about you? If your ass didn't have a dime, you think they would be with you? No, they wouldn't be with you. But you think they loving you. They loving that money. They loving you taking care of them. And I mean some of them taking care of them women too, honey. They taking care of them women. You left a black queen who knows you better than you know yourself to go with what? Travis Hunter. Yep. It was one other guy. His woman on the wedding day wouldn't even kiss him. He tried to kiss her and she reared back. I'm like, how long y'all been dating? That mean you ain't never kissed a woman? You ain't never. I'm just saying. And they was talking about that. That's so sad. I think this is so sad on so many levels. But we don't care. We'll get offended by this video. So I can love who I love. But it's not about you. It's about your heritage, your lineage. It's about what you are giving away. You've been blessed with a contract, millions of dollars, playing football, basketball, whatever it is, and you turn around and gave them money back to your enemies. Come on, you guys. We got to do better. We got to do better. We have got to start recognizing when you see them pushing something, it's time for us to step back and know, why are they pushing that so hard? What's that about? What's that mean? Just like this African-American war that we got going on now. We finna talk about boycotting their businesses. What are you boycotting? You ain't giving crackers them white folk that same energy. But you'll give it to your African brother and sister. They all don't hate us. Just like all black folk don't hate each other. Yeah, we got some people amongst us that hate us. So what? We got African American people that hate each other. Yes, we got African people that have an issue with some of them, but not all. I done been to Africa. I done been there. I done talked to them. I ain't had no problem. But they got you believing. But that's divide and conquer. Then they got the Caribbeans mad at the Africans. They got the Caribbeans mad at the Nigerians. What's really going on, y'all? We gotta get past what we're seeing and understand the bigger picture. The bigger picture is divide and conquer. The bigger picture is they don't want black folk, whether you Caribbean, African, or African American. They don't want y'all to come together. That's the bigger picture. If they can stop that from happening, you guys, it's so many of us that we can destroy them. We can come together and boycott them. You will boycott your brother, your African brother, but you won't boycott their businesses. You won't boycott Walmart. You won't boycott Food Lions. You won't boycott some of these white-owned businesses that you go to. Victoria's Secret that treat you like crap when you go in there. Starbucks to treat you like crap when you go in there. Denny's to treat you like crap when you go in there, won't even serve you. But you won't boycott them. But you'll boycott your brother, your African brother's business. I'm not doing that. And I'm going to tell you again, I will never boycott and go against my own for them. And if you're thinking about it, you need to think twice about that. You need to think twice about that. People ain't ready for this conversation. People ain't ready for this conversation. And Black folk, it's not about trauma and drama. They ain't ready for nothing new. But you better get ready, because we got some stuff coming on this earth right now. You got some stuff coming on this earth right now, right this minute. And we're going to need each other. If you warn against everybody, where are your friends? White folk, they ain't your friends. They'll never be your friends. Never. Never. But we seem to think they are. We think we didn't forgot who they are. We didn't forgot how they used to treat us. We didn't forgot their history. We didn't forgot. Well, it's time to remember. It's time to remember who they really are. It's time to remember how they used to treat it, because they still treat you like that today. They didn't change. They didn't stop. Police still killing you. They doing it every day now. Every day you see something, police can kill somebody in the news. Every single day. And we still sit up here and go against our own, give our own so much heat. But you won't give it to them crackers, them white supremacy out there. Them folk out there that don't like you. And show you all the time. But we'll sit up here and going against each other. We got to stop. But I didn't want to be on here long. I said only 34, maybe an hour. That's it. I'm not doing no long lives. I'm not. I think the point has been made. You guys can rewind it, replay it, and understand the bigger picture. But I'll tell you, we're not ready for what's coming. We're not ready. We are not ready. But we better get ready and understand we're going to need each other. We're going to need each other for what's coming. Civil war, who you going to fight? Each other? That's what they hoping. That's why they got all this bickering going on. It's raining outside. Wow, it's really raining out there. I'm sorry, y'all. Wow. I didn't think it was going to rain today. But anyway, they got us going after each other crazy, talking crazy. One African came on there talking about, you guys want war? What? We're not in Africa, honey. We may talk stuff, but we ain't talking about no war. She was talking about war. In America with Black folk, you better take that stuff back on over there. Now that one, I will send you home on that one. We're not sitting up there talking about a war against each other. We're not warring against each other. We don't do that here. We may talk crap, but we're going to stop that. You need to stop talking trash to each other. We got to start loving on each other. We got to start healing. And I know we are so wounded. We've been so traumatized, y'all. I know it. It's time for us to get healing. It's time for us to heal. But we can't heal if we're going against each other. But I'll be back next Sunday. We're going to probably do between, I'm thinking 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's going to be our time on Sundays. And it's not going to be long. We're talking about an hour maybe. Because all these long broadcasts for me, either you got it or you don't. I'm not doing a whole long. But this was just something that was really on my heart. It was stirring. And I said, I need to talk about that. Because I'm seeing it's too much. And generation from generation, I see my granddaughter's people, her age group, dating white women. I'm like, we're messing up our children. We are recreating enemies for our babies. We're recreating enemies. Because you wipe them out, people say, oh, we're all mixed. No. After three generations, they can wipe you out. After 3 generations, your blood becomes cleansed, right? After 3 generations. But the way we're going right now, we ain't even trying to have black babies. They didn't got you convinced that your blackness is bad. They didn't got you convinced that you don't want to date a black woman. They're too toxic. But who's killing they black men? Becky. Remember the Nigerian OnlyFans? He did. Who did it? His white girlfriend. He wasn't even married to her. Remember the black guy that said, oh, I'd rather marry a dog than a black woman? He said a white one at that, a white dog at that, not even a black dog, a white dog at that. Who ended up killing him? His white dog, his woman. The white dog that he requested killed him. So let's stop with the madness. It is time for us to come together and love on us. It's time for us. You see a black woman out in the streets, you speak to her. You have to make men speak to you. You have to make men look at you now. You got to make them. They walk past with the head down. But a white woman, they look smiling. What's up with that? Come on, you guys. Come on. Just like she said, come on back home. Because we know you better than you know yourself. We know how to love you. They don't. You can't even be yourself around them. You got to let them be your superior. You letting them white women rule you. You can't be the head of that relationship because she can't be the head of her relationship with that white man. So she want to come over here and be your head. How are we bowing down? How are you bowing down to a white woman? Come on now. Get it together. Let's bring it back home. Let's bring it back home to where it never should have left. Let's start us loving on each other. I'm going to challenge you this week. You see a black woman? Ladies, you see a black man? Speak to him. Smile at him. How you doing, King? How you doing, Queen? Come on, you guys. We got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. We can't always do this. This is not good. And it's not getting any better. And now we're passing it down to grandchildren, great-grandchildren. No, this is not something we need to be passing down. It's not something we need to be passing down. But we got to start somewhere. But that's it for the day. That's it. Not a long broadcasting, 45 minutes. That's all we need to do. I hope y'all come back and visit me next weekend, next Sunday. We're going to have another topic, or we might stay on the same topic until we learn and get to where we need to be. But I'm glad you guys came and forecast. I see you in there. I see you. Thank you for coming. I didn't tell you I was going live because it was just a spur of the moment. I thought you were working anyway. William Bell, thank you for joining me. Let's see who else we had in here. DMP, thanks for joining. Willie Rivers, thank you. Thank you, you guys. But I want you guys to like and share. I think this is something that we need to really talk about. We really need to talk more about this. Thank you, DMP. Appreciate you. I'll be here between, I'm thinking 5:30, 6 o'clock next week on Sundays. We're going to do it on Sundays. Just a minute or just an hour, not long. But thank you for coming in. And with that said, y'all, have a good one. Didn't know. Okay, we'll see you. But we'll see you Wednesday, Forecast. Wednesday, 8:30. Y'all tune in to Forecast. We're going to be doing some things together. Okay? But appreciate y'all for coming. Have a great rest of your night. And bye for now.